Hey gang, gonna go for a little ride and collect my thoughts on the new crap of unicycles. Thought maybe you would appreciate knowing that. Also, I'm gonna have a link to the pre-order for the new 16X King Song off of eWheels. Jason just posted it if you're curious on the forums, and the first 50 people ordering get a free 5 amp per charger. So I've gone ahead and ordered that. It's $1,900. Hopefully this sound isn't coming too bad across the wind here. $1,900 for pre-order. And here's my thinking on it, right? So, you know, I've been waffling, for lack of a better word, on the versions out there. My MCM5, which I'm on today, plenty good for most things. 800 watts gives me 20 plus miles of range. Plenty speed, plenty hill climbing power. Lots of fun, small form factor. Kind of magic. My M10 III, love the 10-inch wheel. That's what I take around most often in the neighborhood and play. Not good for long distances, not good for high speeds. Whoops. Potholes. So I've wanted the Z10 for a long time because that tubeless tire is heavy and it's wide and it's supposed to be very physical in terms of throwing your body left and right, and that seems like a really fun way to ride and exercise. And the problem, of course, is that it's priced like a 2,000 watt motor when it has an 1,800 watt motor. It's priced like a 2,000 watt hour battery, sorry, 1,600 watt hour battery when it has a 1,000 watt hour battery, right? So it's got about the same range as my MCM5 in practicality, pretty similar speeds, but it's got that fat tire, it's fun to ride. Now it also has some problems, right? It has the battery drain issue, which is an ongoing thing. You've got to continually, go back and make sure that you keep it charged up so you don't have to reactivate the battery as it goes into that battery state management. It's got a regen problem going down hills, only storing one of the batteries. It's got a 20% failure rate on the motherboard frying. But it's polarizing. People love it because of that physical ride, that low speed capability, that high speed carving. And of course the biggest drawback is a dubious service future in the US. Right, kind of my thoughts are that Ninebot's so busy printing money, building scooters for Bird and Lime and everybody else, that they're refocusing, right? I think that they're probably going to ignore their other markets and go straight for those scooters while they can print the money. And I don't blame them. That's a business decision. Don't know for sure. I would love to see a version 2 of the Z10 though. A Z16 would be a bad idea, right? So that leaves the next generation, right? Or I guess the current generation also included the King Song 18L. But the 18L had, a small battery pack too, and it had a lot of problems when it first shipped. And it wasn't really ready for prime time. And it wasn't until December they shipped the 1,600 watt hour battery, the XL, King Song XL. Now that one, also pretty good. Very solid commuter, sedan, but not really that much exciting from a normal King Song. Good range though, lots of good features, very comfortable to ride. Just not different enough. Now, the other thing I would point out is why buy a wheel in December when you're not going to be able to ride it for months and months, right? And especially when new crops are likely to come out. So I held off on that one pretty well. And let me get past the traffic here. I did consider it, but for $2,000, you needed something a little bit more, right? And now that brings us to the MSX. The MSX, fantastic wheel. It's got a thick enough wheel, a big enough wheel that it's physical to drive, kind of fun. It's got a good top end, good power, good battery, but it didn't have a spin lock for lifting it up. And it sure as hell has the worst trolley imaginable. I hate the balance of it and the use of it. It's just, it wasn't, you know, it wasn't what a trolley or should be for you know, the current state of affairs. Which kind of leads us to you know, the next piece of this, which is Gotway going, okay, let's improve on the MSX. Let's take that motor and those pieces, and why don't we, you know, shrink it down a little bit to give it some more speed and torque, and add some speakers, add a headlight, a digital display, add a proper trolley, and out comes the Nikola, right? But you know, they want a little bit more money for the Nikola, and as they should, $150 to fix the flaws of the MX is probably pretty reasonable. But it's kind of ugly, and it's kind of clunky, and it doesn't seem well balanced when you watch the videos. So, not excited about the Nikola. It's like a bad rave, I guess. It's not exciting to go to a bad rave, right? So Kingsong takes a page from that. They say, you know what? Everyone else is borrowing. Let's borrow. Let's take the 18XL and shrink it down to a 16-inch, giving it quite a bit of speed and torque. Let's take some of the best categories of the thicker wheel, going a 3-inch, right? Let's, you know, let's jazz it up. Better headlight, all the rest of that. So now we have ourselves a smaller, lighter, you know, 18-inch wheel, chassis, motor, battery, electronics, shrunk down to a 16-inch form factor. Built for hill climbing. I saw it climb a 47-degree slope. I mean, yeah, the rider was lighter than I am, but still, that's damn impressive. You know, they add speakers and a subwoofer and all their latest goodies. That is probably a compelling wheel, and at a discount, along with a charger, it's, you know, normally $125 or so. We're starting to get into a sweet spot. So there's the pre-order. There's the thinking on it. 16-inch isn't much bigger than my 14-inch, but the tire width is certainly much different. The range is going to be double. You know, the motor, 1500 on my MCM, 2000 on the Kingsong. That's very helpful. Higher weight limit, which is useful for carrying goods and backpacks and other stuff. Higher pedal clearance. This is something else that I was surprised about and like. It's an inch higher than the Nikola in terms of pedals. And let's go down here. I liked the higher pedals on the InMotion V10. That was one of my favorite things about it. You know, I kind of have gotten used to the lower clearance on these other ones, but you know, high pedals I'm not against. So, especially if you're going off-road. I can tell you when I take this one off-road, the pedals catching on things is the #1 problem. And this one isn't really ruggedized to take off-road, though I do it anyway, right? So, there's the thought. Anyway, I wanted to get a video out to you with the thoughts I had, and a link in case you hadn't seen it, and in case you're waffling like I am, let you know what I'm thinking. ETA for production of the Nikola is actually this month, with delivery next month, and production on the Kingsong 16X is June, with delivery in July, according to eWheels. And I also believe eWheels has the exclusive for the first batch of those in the US, in case you're thinking about going wherever. Boop, boom. So, short and sweet, hopefully interesting to you. I had a good time.